Welcome back, everybody, to Theo's Fab Shop, where he's very excited to do some work for y'all today. This week's kind of off week, and if you haven't seen this last week's second channel video, I elaborate more in there. And in fact, I do some brainstorming on the Loadstar over there. So if you really want to see every aspect of the Loadstar build, you may want to check it out. Just did a couple things like sprayed some color match paint on here to see if that's gonna, inspect it. Let me know if we did good, if that's gonna blend out decent or not. Here, I'll give you a quick little pro tip. You see where that's, where I didn't feather it good, but that's chipping? Well, that's how that chips, so we want it to blend. Just add a chip or two, guys. Professional body work. See what I mean? Hell, now you can't even tell we ever touched it. Good job, Theo. The main thing I was doing was still trying to figure out bed proportions. So like that chunk of wood, I had it all screwed on there and blah, blah, blah. Work-wise, you didn't miss much, but there was some thinking going on. And come on, buddy, come on. We are on a time constraint this week, but I still want to get done what we can get done on this thing. So we are just gonna get tore into the rear suspension. Power steering, baby. Let's look at our rear suspension. In the last go around on the main channel, we added our drop shackles and determined that's gonna be enough drop, but it is too much of a pinion angle change. We're gonna look into that. Also being a 2008 GM chassis, I bought a HELPER bag kit. I know. This is puddins.fab.shop. Why don't you just fabricate it? It would have cost more to buy the stuff separate to then have to build it versus buying the like $375 kit with free shipping on the Amazon. Also kind of advantage of using a newer modern chassis where stuff like that's available. So we're gonna just kind of figure out some of that. Looking at that, we want to make some room. This old exhaust is in the way and I've determined we want 5-inch, so this is too small, so let's get it out of there. Yeah. Dang. That's gonna be easy enough, huh? Here I was ready to cut some stuff up. Not necessary. Yeah, getting a lot closer to being necessary. Shoot, don't tempt me with a good time. Careful! Don't want to scratch and dent the 24s. Oh man, now she got the old curve tip. You know what? Just because that's heavy, let's make it the custom 2 pieces of weld. I may have to do multiple cuts instead of get a blade that's long enough. Boy, you thought she had the curved tip before. Now she got the old hook of death. Y'all know I'm not a diesel guy, so I don't know what's cool or not cool. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I really kind of like this damn bazooka tip. And I'm tired, or I'm kind of sad it's gone. Looks like an elephant gun, don't it? Yeah! 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 Staying in shape's important. Are y'all ready to do some stripping? No, not that kind of stripping. I think we'll go ahead and strip these off here. I know our bump stops are gonna have to come off. Hell, I bet we don't even need this twig anymore. A lot of this stuff bolts in and out. And though I'm about 99% certain we're not gonna reuse any of that stuff, I've still been trying to unbolt everything instead of just cutting it or whatever. Because there's always that tiny chance you do need something. Woo, get you a bump of that looby dooby. Best smelling lubricant in the game. Oh, those ones can be fun to get to. We'll get them. Get it, get it. Guys, if I can encourage y'all to do anything safety-wise, get you some earmuffs and use them. A lot of people are out there going deaf because they just want to listen to loud grinders and impacts, and it's not good for your ears. Having these on there remind me of my Uncle Donnie. He can't hear nothing. Hey, Uncle Donnie. Huh? No! That was holding our gas tank. So the only bad side about those are when you wear them, you may. Some people say I increase, like I get louder, but I've never noticed it. Get your wood blocks. Oh, careful now. Pick up on our tank. It is obviously missing the real straps. And in place has this ratchet strap. That's nice, rusty, and not so trusty. There we go. Oh, she just needs a little looby-dooby in her life, that's it. I'm gonna pull the strap because fortunately for now we're gonna have to reuse it. I ordered straps, but there ain't no damn way this fits that big old tank. These are little babies compared to what we need. Yeah, this don't even look bad. She may stay, you know what I'm saying? Now I don't like my custom builds not to match. And I got to look in here. It looks like this front one was held on with a green cheapo ratchet strap. So we want this rear to match as well, so she's just top quality. Well, dang it. I got to thinking, why don't we just go ahead and pull that. I mean, we just pulled the exhaust out of there. We got to get proper straps for it at some point anyhow. And I got to looking, and we could disconnect right here, but that one's already broken. You'll see that? It sucks. Kind of like our yoke being broken. Stuff we need, we're gonna end up having to replace. To be honest, this one's probably about to end up broken because I don't know what I'm supposed to do to actually remove this. It looks like squeeze those. Yeah, squeeze and push. Oh shoot, that's easy enough. Diesel smells brand new. I want to get as much, just any type of flammable liquid we can on the ground before we start cutting or anything like that, you know. Highly recommended. Let me start this by saying, I don't think this is going to go good. I like to live dangerously. Dang, maybe it is that little baby strap. Went pretty good. Pretty smooth. Made a little bit of a mess. I like seeing things stripped down in its simplest form, guys, and just seeing a stripped down chassis sure makes me happy for some reason. Shop sweep. Now, I have no clue what this right here is actually for, and I had no intention of cutting it off today. It is full welded, and we could full take this off or whatever, but I think if we just come a little bit up there and cut that off and just kind of clean up the corners, it'll look just fine. And then we won't have this big old piece hanging out here. And also we will have a little flange we can still mount stuff off to if we need to. Mark from the back forward just a couple inches, and we'll just kind of square it off, lop it off. Way better than that big old frying pan hanging out. And it gave our luber-duber time to kick in. Oh yeah, it did. Oh yeah, it did. Now I know some of y'all are bump stop lovers, but we don't need them where we're headed. But Puddin', you need bump stops in case you overload it. Don't forget, I said we're putting helper bags. And if the pictures I looked at are correct, I actually believe the helper bags use these holes to bolt into. Got my damn old Daytona 4-ton heavy duty unit. Here we go. Y'all's gonna get tired of me crying about doing this. Worst part of these semi wheels. Y'all check in about 3.5 hours. I'll have all these stupid lug nut covers off here. Finally, it's an entire day later, guys. I'm just now getting the last one on this side. I'll check back in one more day when I get the next side. Now it's the day after that, and I'm from Oklahoma. I can't count, so I forgot one on the bottom. I'll check in tomorrow when I finally get the other side. Guys, this side took so long, even Bill had time to show up. Jeez Louise. 4 days later. Ooh, that one was nice and tight. If 4 don't hold it, 8 never would have. Hey, I'll call you when it's time to put those spike lug nut covers back on. You can come see how much fun they are.
They look like fun.
Yep. Yeah. That's what you want to be doing on the side of the road. Said nobody never. Got our everything free. I'm trying to get us room, guys, because we're going to pull those U-bolts apart. Probably take out that top part of the spring. We got to figure out some shim. I just figure getting more access to everything without those big duals in the way is going to free up a little workspace. Excuse me, Theo, don't let me get in your way. Goes and lays in the same spot. I think I did 6 notches on my side, Bill. We're gonna get some of this stuff soaking. I think it'll be easier if we just pull everything, take that leaf spring out. We're gonna end up having to pull that so we can get that out of there. Luckily, it looks like a really light, easy spring to work on. If you're gonna clean your threads, you might as well knock some of that dirt off that nut too, guys. That way your sockets will fit easier. You won't be fighting it as bad. Nothing worse than one gets stuck in your socket because you got a dirty nut. Yeah. Nobody want no dirty nuts, okay? Golly. See all that dust and dirt? We could build a sandcastle out of that stuff, guys. Thank goodness for impacts. Every time I get into some stuff like this and I think about how I used to do it all by hand, my poor shoulders. I'd still do it by hand if I had to. Just thankfully we don't have to. Golly, that's a lot, ain't it? Damn dirt dispenser. I don't even know where all that's hid at. I think that's the most I've ever seen come out of something like that. Guys, right there's why it's important. Oh man, I didn't even have y'all watching. Why it's important to clean them threads. One little extra crap in there to stop that or slow it down, and we may have buggered threads or then been fighting it even more, which we don't want to be. Here, let me help. Let's finish getting all that. You want to take her mud bogging, Bill? Woo! This one had a very small amount of dirt compared to the other side. This stuff, some of it's dang near set up like concrete, guys. I thought I'd just be able to chip that out of there, and oh no. Golly. A little surface rust started to eat a layer of our metal there. Let me see that plate, Bill. Check this out, guys, where those U-bolts rest. That's also kind of cut out as, oh, I thought that was hexed out. No, that's just dirt. I thought they were keeping it to retain that nut. I was like, boy, I never seen you have to retain a nut on a leaf spring before. No, turns out that was just full of dirt. Clean her up, Bill. Kind of looking at her thickness here. I don't know how thick that powder coat is. We may just have to try to dimple dye those. What do you think, Bill? Speed holes?
Speed holes.
Speed holes. If one person in the world agrees with me, we'll try it. What do you think, Bill?
Do it.
Guys, oh man, it's all dusty and dirty here. You got a little something right there. It's important the friends you surround yourself by. You surround yourself by those who encourage your crazy. That's not true. That was in fact terrible advice. if your level of crazy is not putting speed holes and stuff like mine, and it's like out committing felonies and stuff like that, quit surrounding yourself by those friends who encourage you to do that. I stole 3 cars last night because that old puddin told me as long as my friends encourage me, it's a good idea. We'll be putting that on me. So we're gonna put airbags on this thing, guys. Instead of a 4-link, we're just gonna re-bolt these. We'll cut your leaf springs off right here, use that as your link bar. We'll bolt in a couple bags. Let's see. How's pinion angle looking, Bill? Woo, yeah, pretty good. Oh yeah, pinion angle looks fine. Y'all know it's crazy? Those are, people have actually done that. Like literally clamp your leaf springs, cut them, use the front. I'm like, guys, please do not do anything like that. That's worse than going out committing felonies, maybe. All right, that should have us to an extent. Golly, that is one very lightweight leaf spring. Now, I do not know if this is the best place to do this. I know that spring is very heavy, so just pulling that front bolt and taking it up out of there ain't gonna help us much because we're still just gonna have to find somewhere to set it. So we're gonna put a couple C-clamps on this, which I wish I could tell y'all made me feel better about it. Maybe a little. She's tightening up good, so that's a good sign. We're gonna try to pull that nut. $15 millimeter. Did you sign the waiver, Bill?
What waiver?
Exactly. I think it's spinning.
Spinning, I think.
Yep.
Spinning.
Yeah.
Spinning ain't winning, guys. All right, getting our patient up on our surgery table here. Little C-clamp there to hold that. That is also spinning, so we're gonna have to grab it, I guess, with some locking pliers. Yum, 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 yum. We are weight off, I think. Gonna tighten it back up, then go loose again. That's what she needed. All right, Bill, if you don't mind. Maybe not stand right over the top of that. Uh-oh. There's ants.
There's bugs in there.
Ants are coming out. Found them.
Woke somebody up.
Yep. And they're hibernating, huh? Just hid out. Imagine hiding in there just to be found and finally come out to fresh air to be met with the crawling insect killer. Nice small coating on them. And guys, this stuff just helps them relax, helps them take a little nap.
Take a nap.
They'll wake up here shortly. Dang. It's one heck of a spacer. We'll use our brake cleaner to clean off the ant relaxer.
Just so we don't get relaxed.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get relaxed for myself. You sniff of this, enough of this, you may get relaxed, Bill. Put our little shims in, or back in. And we gotta clamp that together. But we also gotta keep everything in line. I didn't really think this through too much. And I bet if we even get that shoved down in there and clamped, it's gonna put tension on it, and we probably won't get it back out. But we gotta get that and then clamp that. Oh, and I forgot, this was the side where this one down here is a little crooked. So we gotta make sure it's straight, which I just made it crooked the other way. That's good. Oh. Yeah, that's about even. Oh yeah, she's going. Whatever we're on now is solid. Wonder if we're not all the way through. Oh yeah, we are. I can see it. So you can see how much extra slack we got right there just from that spacer and overload or helper, whatever spring you want to call that being out of there. Go in it. She ain't happy, but she'll hold. We're gonna rely on spinning. Oh yeah, she's actually a little looser than I thought, spinning wise, but there she went. A looby dooby to help go back up through. Not too bad. Now up top, besides that just fell out there, we got this. Maybe we put that.
And then
that way that acts as a big washer, guys. Woo! Still gonna be just short, Bill. Look at this.
Yes, I figured you have to put a nut or something, a sleeve, a collar on it.
Threads are just gonna be a hair short. Just for now, because we don't know with our helper bags and everything else how it's gonna work. We're gonna do it like this with some washers. Ideally, this will work out good and we'll just cut us a thicker plate to put up here as one big washer. All right, with that mocked up, something else we gotta look at, and I don't think it's gonna work because of the size of this, is pinion shims. I ordered some. I'm more or less wanting to, again, probably do like a mock-up with them. I'm just not sure they'll work. We'll see. That hole to me already looks too small. For some reason, I didn't think they were gonna cover up most of that saddle, but actually they do.
Fits it.
Dang right. That's interesting, because these are just a 2.5 degree pinion shim. I said with a drop shackle, there's no way it don't change your pinion, so you got to change it back or expect a vibration. And I haven't seen someone comment this morning. I'd seen a comment that said to let him know if I figure out anything, because he couldn't get shims to shim his or something. These were just 2.5 degree off the Amazon, guys. Nothing special, nothing rated for the heavy duty, blah, 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 just a shim. Flip that spring up out of the way where we can start to fix this pinion angle. Need to really pick up on it there. Yeah, probably went too much, but that's okay. We can at least start to play with it and see. And with this, we're actually going big part towards the front, because we dropped that with those drop shackles a lot like that, and it was pointing up, and we need that front to kind of, just trust me. Our rear end is too high, so we need to be able to lower those jack stands. And we just got to get her about the right height. Even that one has us picked up too much now. We're just going to have to work her till we hit that sweet spot where that's on that, which it is. Now I need to shove this kind of forward like so, and we are right above that. Perfect. I know she's hard to see, guys, but that is started in that hole. If we could clamp that now, it should hit. And so I put this up here and we're gonna try it. Again, this is all mock-up, not permanent. This is my favorite part, guys. Get the layer underneath here, the sweat rolls downhill really good into your eyes. You gotta quit blocking them, Bill.
Oh.
If Bill had it his way, y'all wouldn't watch a damn thing.
Nothing.
Watch the back of his head. It may be going, but not enough. Oh, no, it did clamp down, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, from down there, it looked like a big old gap. All right. All right. Good thing that's mock up, because those could be straightened out soon. Good thing it's just a mock up. I was like, boy, why did they make those sit so crooked? It definitely has nothing to do with our clamps being on upside down, forcing the U-bolts to be in. It's all right for a mock-up. It's all got to come back apart anyhow. Yeah. Get this side caught up to match, guys. Now we can pick up on that rear end. We'll get our jack stands out, get that jack out, put her back on the shackles. Easy does her. Jack up on her just a hair, Bill. There you go. quick sweep of the shop. Way better than constantly laying and rolling in that crap. It's good to park that right there and you just blow all the dust in there and it'll be in there waiting for you. We swapped our U-bolts to the outside like they needed to be. They're allowed to call us dummies, aren't they?
Huh?
I said they're allowed to call us dummies, aren't they? Me and Bill both agreed.
We looked at it too.
We were bass backwards in our heads. We'd put them shims in there backwards, guys. As soon as we jacked it up and I looked at it, I'm like, that ain't right. So we loosened that, fixed this, swapped our shims around to actually roll that the way it needs to go, pushing the back down, bringing the front up, where I was thinking push the front. Yeah, don't ask. It's been a long week. So if we go on that dampener there, we're at 0.1 pointing up. Now this is not at ride height and blah, blah, blah. We're just kind of going off the fact of that having weight on it. And we just want to see if we're even ballpark close to matching the output shaft. 1.2. So now they're 1.1 degrees away from each other on the same plane. Before, without the shims, our output shaft, our transmission was down like that, like whatever it was, right at the 2.5. And then this was at a different plane at like 1.5. So you'd have to add that together and get 4 degrees. Within a half a degree, or within 1 degree, we're happy with for now. Not that that's perfect, but honestly, you probably won't feel that vibration if there is any. But we still don't know if this is our actual locked in height on this. A lot of that's going to depend on our weight and the bed and how much it squats us and how much does that change the pinion angle, blah, blah, blah. We know we're within probably what's runnable, so we're happy with that. So if you run your big old drop shackle and you're feeling vibration, get you at least some 2.5 degree shims and it's going to help. Like guaranteed, it has to help. There's no way it's not going to, guys. Those are cheap, like 35 bucks. Those are cheap as well, like probably 20 bucks. If you're going to get those, get those. Save you a little vibration in the situation.
This is a family show.
As soon as that camera went off, Bill said, maybe she likes a little vibration. Now, obviously this is not sponsored. This was a Firestone kit. The reason I went with this one was my little bit of online research revealed this was a little lower profile and people had successfully used it with drop shackles. Can I recommend it? Not quite. We're going to see how install goes, and then obviously we won't know the longevity of it, of how good it is for a long, long time. It does come with a whole lot of goodies. Of course, we got our airbags, but then we got stuff that's supposed to make it bolt in. Start the installation on the left side of the vehicle. First, see, I told you, what the hell's a jounce bumper? A jounce bumper. I think Firestone has worse English than me. I ain't never heard of no such damn thing as a jounce bumper. It's bump stop. Vehicle front, upper bracket. Okay. Let's just start to go through it here, huh? I do like that they send out little flanged nuts. I am a fan of that. Oh, I don't like that they're nylock, since we're just kind of doing a mock-up here and this may have to come back apart. I didn't even know they made a nylock flanged nut. Learn something new every day, folks. Yoo-hoo! Just get us some regular old 3/16 non-nylock, just for our mock-up. We're just gonna put that in finger tight for now, just to get an idea on clearances and blah, blah, blah. And it looks like we take that thingy-mabobber, and then one of our 3/8 flange bolts. That's slotted, so she is adjustable side to side. Ah, almost messed up. That says flat head bolt by 5/16 or 3/4 flange bolt. The problem is, that's tapered. So that is probably supposed to be there. That makes a little more sense, don't it? Sure. Then we need some 4-inch carriage bolts. Inch drop through there. And that's probably gonna hold it down there. Boop, boop. And what do these do? Clamp on, plumb over here. All right. Here we go. I kind of work her into place here. It's a good thing we took off that damn bounce jumper dumper, whatever they called it. Now, this is the reason I needed this specific kit, is because of the smaller bags. So with that in between there, if we put some weight on this, we don't want this to become our bounce, jump, bump, stop thing. Meaning, you always have to have air in it. And I still think with this, we're gonna end up right in a fine line. But I do think we're gonna end up being okay and being able to run this kit. But if it was any bigger, we would not. Nice little bracket. You see how that bolts into there, giving us plenty of room. Yeah, it's important to remember with basically any airbag. Y'all seen that one little bolt holds the bottom of that airbag. I know a lot of you are thinking like that can't be enough, but the weight should always be on the airbag being in a line with like the axle right over the top, right underneath the frame. So what's holding it there is all the weight, it being in a good spot. That little bolt's just to kind of help more or less locate it where it can't slide around on us, which obviously wouldn't be no good, but it's not like there's gonna be a ton of shear force on that or anything. It's just to simply hold it and locate it. Now, when we go together for the final time, I'm gonna need some new U-bolts. These ones are not the happiest. Right now, we're rubbing our bracket. So I'm gonna hammer on that because I did leave them loose enough, hoping we'd have a little wiggle room here. Here we go. That's what we were after. So these, it's kind of the same thing. Obviously, that's just gonna hold that bracket, keeping it all in line with that, which is welded nice and solid. So these two little clamps really ain't doing a whole lot carrying a load wise. Well, I don't know if they could have put that parking brake cable in any more of an inconvenient spot. Get that out the way. Come on now, here. Again, just use regular old nuts. No need to waste your good nylocks right now. We'll save them till when there's some paint on all this beautiful stuff. Boom! Look, clears. Just gotta take that out and then put it back in. Well, guys, I mean, 15 minutes later and we've got one airbag in place. If we were building air ride and stuff, obviously it'd be different, but just for towing purposes, like I said, a kit like that for the money and the easy install, in my humble opinion, you can't beat it. Now that would rub that, it looks like, but it also looks like we could easily reroute this up just a little or something. For now, she's fine. Theo, it's getting warm today, my friend. 94 degrees in the shop. Driver side done. Passenger side should pretty well be a repeat, except look, we got a little heat shield. They do that knowing your factory exhaust that we removed earlier would be over there. We're just gonna put it on there because. Now when we go together for the final time, this will be a little more difficult because like that bolt in the bottom for the airbag, we'll have to get it tightened up, and because that's slotted, there is play there. You know, so we'll have to figure that out as far as alignment goes, but we should just be able to like mark the bag to that bracket, and then when we take it apart, just make sure it's lined up to that mark and torque it down. That's all you should really have to do there, I think. Now the way that heat shield mounts in there, she's adjustable as well. We're not really too worried about that. I don't even know why I put it on here. Check it out, guys. Nice little pair of helper bags, slips right in. Nice little slip fit. Oh, y'all thought I was playing earlier when I said dimple dye the shackles, huh? Well, I don't know if they'll be able to do it, but we're gonna try. You know what my biggest concern is? Being able to get these bushings out. If we can get them out, then we can blast it and paint it. Should be able to push that out and then boop, boop. Pretty thick. Let's mark it out. before we worry about removing bushings, let's see if we room this or not. Now, a little speed hole never hurt nothing, okay? So we're gonna come down from the center of that. Oh, let's drop down maybe 2 1/4. Let's not use that because that's a radius. That's a big old fat tip on there, and it's giving a nice and very uneven or inaccurate marking. Let's take our ruler here and center it up, mark center, 1.5 inches. Maybe y'all can see inside edge to inside edge is exactly 3 inches. And if I go outside to outside down here, I'm getting 2. So we'll mark to center 1 inch. Now, let's connect the dots. Whoop, right down the middle. And from the center, let's drop down 2 1/8. And then down from there, maybe we go 3 inches. Now, I do not know what size hole we're thinking. What are we thinking? Maybe 1.25 inches up top. It's kind of eyeballing this. And then I think it'll really struggle to dimple it if we go much lower than or smaller than 1 inch. So let's try a 1 inch. And I just kind of eyeballed where I thought would look good. So we'll go 2.5 inches below our first mark. Now, you can tell I got super duper technical there. But we're just gonna try it and hope for the best. I guess I didn't show you, the rest of the stuff is just air fittings, air lines to be able to tee it together to Schrader valves or go to separate Schrader valves. Guys, you just run all that crap along wherever it's not gonna get hot from your exhaust or anything that's moving. You don't want to put it somewhere where the suspension could collapse on it, obviously. Pretty simple, straightforward kit to install. Be sure to subscribe, turn that bell notification on to get more updates like this on how to room perfectly good parts. I recently ordered one of these hole saws off the Amazon just to try it out, see if I like it or not. My other ones are getting pretty worn out. This one's a 1 incher. We need a 1 inch hole, so we might as well try it. If you're gonna be hole sawing, you want you some good cutting fluid. Dang. All right. Obviously has the quick release feature. How thick is this thing? Oh, I went through and come back up and did a bounce and just chewed her up like a tough steak. See when I did that bounce where I nicked it at? It's all right. Now we can't just go dimple dyeing it, not just because we're in a hurry. First, took that roll lock and I ground out some of the teeth marks I just put in it. Then we'll take our carbide to clean up that inside edge. And now that I can see how thick that is, I definitely think I bit off more than our dimple dies can chew. Let's go try to put this in the press. I don't think we're gonna have much luck. I have to knock the dust off the old gal. Let's see what we got in the whole treasure chest up here. We got some 1 inch dies that are most certainly, I don't see it. This has me nervous. And you know what? Before we pressure that up and something shoots out and knocks the top off a tank, why don't we move those? Better safe than sorry. Turn a welding or a torch cart into a damn torpedo and you'll regret it. The only bad thing is now you got nothing to hide behind. We also want to protect the Toyota Stout. Here you go. Hide behind that, old girl. Oh, she's moving. Guys, I've never done stuff damn near 1/4 inch thick. But I seen it, and I'm crooked as can be. I really do got that damn halfway turned into a projectile. Boy, if that flew from there this way, it'd go straight through the old yeehaw. Relax, relax. You're always so tense. Damn, it did it. And it did it good. Why, you ask? Well, one, it clearly looks sweet, and red bushings do not look sweet, so we're hoping that offsets how terrible that red bushing looks. Two, clearly this is a race car, guys. High speed, high performance. We're going for weight reduction, but we don't want to sacrifice strength, which is why we dimple it, put that little edge on there, and it just puts a ton of strength right back in this thing. Boy, I'm pumped up now. Let's knock an 1¼ inch hole in her. Get our other one laid out. Oh! A little snap of the drill bit off in there. Golly, rookie. Don't mind me, guys. This is my first time in my life to ever use hole saws. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I just gave that thing a snap, crackle, pop, didn't I? Sheared her clean off. Now we'll replace her with an old worn out bit. Now let's see if we can't break this one too. People say I need a drill press. I am the drill press. I drill and I press. Well, now that I know it'll actually work, we're gonna clean her up a little more. Y'all see that extreme accuracy? Go for a fresh 80 grit. Let's clean her up. Now, let's take her to the next level. Let's say you're not gonna have your part sandblasted and painted. Say I took all that off that front face. Now we can DA that and feather it onto those edges. And then if you were just wanted to repaint the whole thing, you could just scuff the rest of that. She'd be ready for paint. All right, see what I mean? Nice little feather, nice little feather. And that's a lot cleaner. We're sizing up, going to the 1¼ inch. I did it pretty easy. I'm gonna still step over there if that's okay with y'all. I'll just put y'all right in the way, how's that? Let's see it. Survey says, oh yeah. Yep, in fact, I nicked the edge right there. I pushed it in so far. We could probably sand that out if we want. Honestly, I'm not too worried about it. And that right there looks pretty stinking cool. What's that? Y'all started watching puddins.fab.shop because of all the custom suspension we were building. Back halves of Datsuns, custom triangulated forelinks, full frames, airbags, you name it. Oh yeah, we still do that around here. In fact, the latest suspension build out of puddins.fab.shop's the most custom, sick work I've ever seen in my life, bro. That's right, you ain't never seen nothing like this here. Full dimple dyed rear drop shackle. Bolt-on airbag kit, $20 Amazon shims. You ain't ever seen no custom 6 suspension like this here before, folks. Baddest suspension we've ever built. For more wild, insane suspension builds like you see right here, be sure to follow the channel. Damn thing looks hammered with drop spindles and drop shackles. What else do you do, you know? Sick build, bro. How'd you slam that thing? I didn't. Well, pro tip, you don't want to get too skinny. You won't have nothing to rest parts on. Y'all can see as I go to grind, I'm like, push my belly out. That's for balance, okay? Good stable part for grinding. Some of y'all's like, workbench? Hell, I got a big old frame table, you know what I mean? You just be jigging stuff up there. I'm gonna shut up before I offend somebody. Dimple Master strikes again. Not mad that we did that. That'll make a man out of you. Give me 3 more days, we'll get the caps back on. Check this out before we set her down. One, I only put 2 caps on there because I'm lazy. To-hoo! We were rubbing there, so I tried to square that up better. Look at this though. That gap's getting bigger and smaller. So either I've got these on there crooked or that flange on that side's crooked. So before I set that down, I'm gonna loosen those, try again. If it's still doing it, we're probably gonna have to get a different rear end, which sucks because we bought a chassis. One of the main components, valuable components on it was the rear end. The yoke's broke, it looks like, and now this. I'm sure she had had an easy life by the looks of it. Now these are hub centric or whatever, so there is a little bit of rust here or there. Nothing heavy or nothing. So there is a small chance it somehow got caught on the edge or something. Maybe if we're lucky. I'm not feeling very lucky. Try number 2. It's still walking in and out. We'll have to investigate more. It could be the wheels. I mean, it could be. I doubt it, but you never know. Well, here she is, our full custom over-the-top 6 suspension. Oh yeah, you like the little voiceover? Guys, I'm sorry for the simplicity for something I really plan on hauling. Y'all's gonna shit when you see me with big flatbed on this and I got big old round bells on the back and I just come through town hauling hay because I'm gonna use it like that. This, you can't beat the setup, guys. Simple bolt on. We took a lot of crap off. Obviously our tank needs to go back in, but right now with it just kind of stripped down and simplified, it just looks good. It's kind of a beautiful deal. We're gonna be able to just get some factory replacement, good, just shocks, boom, bolt them right in and everything. It's just nice and simple, and it's really hard to argue with if you're going for practical. If you're going for practical, I don't recommend low profile tires and slammed Loadstar. So let's not start talking too practical here. But I'm actually really happy with the little bit of progress we got done today. I did just check our pinion again. It's still right at 1 degree off in the same orientation. A lot better than the 4 degrees in opposite orientation. And yeah, we did a lot of good stuff today. Unfortunately, it's all the time I've got today. We'll be back on it this week though. Good morning. A lot of what we've been doing is getting this thing to look right. Right? Right. Wrong? Right. Did you just wink at me? Well, something that's been bothering me about this, and it just throws it off, it ain't a huge deal, but it damn sure don't help it look good, is our running boards are smashed. When this thing was cut in half back in the day, obviously it got dropped on that. They probably drug it around. Brackets are bent, running boards bent, and this side's in even worse condition. So let's go see what we got for options in the junkyard. I think they're just held on with a 1/2 inch. We're gonna see how far this will get us. Theo loves the junkyard. Are you hoping to find some rodents, perhaps? Now, I know Big Orange is super crucial for it to sit out here in the salvage yard and just look superb. For now, though, I think we're gonna steal these running boards. It's really gonna help ours in there look better, which is more important during this figure out the look phase. And we can eventually swap something onto this. I don't know, we'll want white ones, but maybe even those ones will knock the white off and paint them flat black or something. We may even color match that orange, who knows, and just dust them in orange. This thing's gonna be okay without them for a little bit. All right, let's see what we get into. Never pulled a set before. Oh, now I see why it looks so much easier on the one inside. Because on the one inside, there ain't a gas tank right in the way. I got a bolt over on this outside, but then these look like they run up, plumb up the inner rocker, which definitely means this is absolutely right in the way. That's good, real good. Gonna get warmed up on the driver's side here where we know exactly what all we need to pull. I thought that was a nut plate. Y'all ever seen a dog that likes to lick rocks? Well, you have now. He digs down to the small ones and then chews on them. I don't know what his deal is. I mean, I've been hungry, but I ain't ever been, hell, give me a rock hungry. Y'all think those rocks are rough going in? Just think about them coming out, huh? R.I.P. to that nut plate. This right here is all Big Orange really needs, guys. She needs a decent brake job. If anyone knows where you can get these components, let me know. I'd love to fix the brakes on this thing and just use it around here. Dang, even the floors in Big Orange here is respectively solid. And with my international and Loadstar experience, it's pretty rare. All right, other than that, maybe that one up there on the front and back. Well, they didn't make it where it's easy to get anything on that one. Come to find out, those are through bolts. So you can just take the nut on the outside here. And look at this bracket. It goes to the inside of the rocker lip. Then this goes up the back side. It has a pinch in there. It does step over and jog for it. But there's no denying it'll be easier to just remove this. Got our other bolt pulled out. Boy, we gotta be getting close. What's crazy is this is acting really attached to this orange piece. That orange piece is riveted to the rocker. What'd you do? Come over here for a tastier rock selection? Woohoo! A little plop and a drop. We gotta be close to being free. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. That's all she needed. Damn, quicker repair for her brakes if we could find components. Oh yeah, she looks terrible without a running board. On the plus side, she's gonna look better on her blue one, Theo. Well, is what it is. I guess we gotta drop this tank. Not a fan of that, because this truck does run and drive, guys. In fact, as you can tell, this one came from our blue truck. The blue truck had a running engine. When I bought this one, it had a locked up engine. And an episode on the Puddins Fabrication shop, me, Mortsky, and Slick 50 pulled the running one out of the blue one, swapped it into this one, swapped tanks, and got this one running and did donuts in the field. So if you ain't seen that, baby, you want to check it out. I'm glad that didn't fall, because I didn't have a plan for if it did. Just try to crawl out from underneath it, I guess. Plop, it falls on me. Like some Looney Tunes. Y'all see that? That wire nut I just found? Just confirmed this is indeed an Oklahoma truck. Go ahead and hop over this side to pull our rubber line. So when we get that tank to drop, that don't snatch us and pull us up and put a bind on that. I bet our fuel filler neck right here is what has most of us held up. Quick removal feature. Well, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. This side's fighting me a little more. One of those bolts in the back, nut plate broke off, so I had to wedge on it. Finally got it. Now this. I'm up for a challenge. Well, I was going to show you pulling that off, but as I climbed up out of there, I hit my back on the bottom of that. It knocked me forward. I fell on the running board, knocked the running board clean off, but she's removed. Yeah. Those are probably the easy ones to remove. you could say things are going well. One broke, one's rounded, and one came out pretty good. Yeah. That's it. Where's my cutting torch? You know, it's crazy. I've been dreading doing this job since I first seen this truck in person. When I went to see it for the first time, seeing the running boards destroyed, I was just like, that job's gonna suck. Kind of like putting those spikes on. It's not that it's necessarily hard, it's just not fun. Fighting these torch rusted bolts, bent ones, is not fun. Yeah. No! Brand new blade. Well, they don't make them like they used to. That damn bolt right there. Y'all seen those things? It's like your one stuck bolt from a 30-minute job taking 3 hours or a whole day. Here we are. Now, I'm afraid if we cut the head off that bolt, there's not enough room over there to get the nut and what would be left out of there. We need to do all that. Just fight me until I'm blue in the face. So hopefully we can get those locking pliers on there and finally get this sucker unthreaded. When you get in those situations, guys, just remember, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But they're not. You can look at that pile right there and tell that wasn't a good time. We're now clearly professionals at removing, so let's see if we can actually get one installed. So far, it appears we're as good as installing them as we are removing them. I love old trucks. I love old trucks. I love old trucks. You say that 3 times, it comes true. I'm gonna go drink a bottle of water. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna get this thing installed. Or I'm gonna whip its ass, one of the two. Let's get us a fresh new piece of tape on our fender lip here, just to hold that. With all that tightened up, we got a little gappage here. That tape's doing a really good job. Few love taps right in there to close that gap back up, and like I said, this one is not perfect. We can probably bend on that lip some and straighten it up, but that looks a lot better than our other one that was plumb curved up on us. And if you're like, oh, that's running downhill, don't worry. It's because I jacked the front up, put jack stands underneath there. Just plain, so it done damned old Papa Willie. All the torque from that Cummins, baby. This truck offers a very special feature. If you need pot and soil, just beat on the fender, the running board, basically any part of the body, and you'll get some free pot and soil right underneath it. You were curious how this side's going. It's going nice and smooth as well. I don't know what the deal is. I ain't ever seen carbide throw sparks like that. And it's still eating it up. I thought maybe this was coming apart, but I don't know. She's a hot spark special. We're about to run this Loadstar with no running boards. Out over it. I know you think it looks like it's going up, but that thing is not wanting to fit one bit. The back ain't even close. Just gotta keep hammering on it, get those holes lined up. It is what it is. What it is a mess every time I tap something. Sandcastle right on me. Through hard work, dedication, and maybe a little bit of not appropriate words when the camera was off, we have our second running board finally installed. Now, I know it seems very simple, but That makes this truck look so much better instead of having those wadded up ones. And I know our fender's still damaged and split, not even finished out, whatever. Even this mirror I was just looking at, it's twisted in a way where it pushed in right here. That cracked. That's gonna be fun. So we need to straighten our mirror out. Hell, the whole door's wiggling. Just don't worry about that. Well, if you just look right there, back that way where we cleaned that up back in the back, and she sure is looking better today, ain't she? Looks good to me. Well, luckily I got her sat back down to realize that we really need to just go right back up. All right, let's get this front end up in the air once again. Yep, yep, yep. Woo! That's what I was afraid of. The jack stands just can't quite get in there. See, I'm trying to get her on the big 12 tons back here. That 1.2 in there is what she needed. That got her that time. Woo! Even bigger Papa Willie. Now that we're underneath here, I'm gonna do a quick little cross measurement. 20 1/4, 20 1/4. That's good. I was checking from was the center of the bolt to the center hole on our cross member. If that number was not matching, that could mean that something had moved on us. Of course, we took the axle out of here and there's no cross member. I told you I wanted to add a cross member in here, so that's what we're gonna look at doing. Roughly right at a 21 1/8 inch gap in between here. Now, as far as the cross member goes, you know what? Let's go look in the scrap cabinet and see what I got. I got all kinds of goodies in here, huh? You know what? On our trans cross member, I used 2 of these caster plates and we made flanges. For this, we grab these, which used to hold casters, just the wheels. I got 2 of them. Yeah, those are adjustable. We don't really want adjustable. Fixed should be fine. There's one sleeve. I don't know where all my outside sleeves went. Right in here, we got a bunch of inside, or we got the bushings in the inside sleeves. Dig a little deeper and I found our outside sleeves. Get us a fresh cutoff wheel on our slice and dice. And up first we're going to take them caster plates. What we're doing here is we're doing a little recycling. The factory I used to work at, they would just steal the wheels off of these, and then these right here get thrown in the scrap dumpster, where then they would get pulled back out of the scrap dumpster and brought home by me. Why? Well, that's pretty simple. That's 1/4 inch thick, 2 inch wide, already rounded, and already have a 1/2 inch hole. If you're making a tab, half the work's already done for you right here. Now, I understand not everyone has this in their scrap cabinet, but honestly, it'd be kind of silly for me to not use it. So from the end, I think we'll go with 3 inches. So from that edge over, we'll mark 3. Whoop! The slicer. It'd have been a whole lot cooler if we had it turned on because it's plugged in. Idiot. Dang! Already got a tab. How fancy! It's even powder coated. Of course, flip it, mark it, cut it. I do believe these are my last 2, but I used to have a bunch of those guys. I've used these a lot for shock tabs, and you can just see how easy that is, how simple. Now, what do we do with this, you ask? Well, I guess you could save it if you really needed it. There is a little bit of 2 inch plate there. Of course, you got that caster. That'd be a lot of cutting, welding, blah, blah, blah. This to me is just going on scrap now. As far as I'm concerned, we got the valuable part. The whole time saver. Woohoo! Y'all see that cut? That was the puddins.fab.shop no look guarantee. Still straighter than anything Nordsky could have cut looking. Damn! Of Quick little cleanup. Not so worried about the jagged edges. Those will burn off when we weld it. But gotta get all that paint or powder coat, whatever that is, off there where she'll weld clean. With them clean, get you a little drop of the lube, little cutting fluid. There we go. Gotta take her out to 9/16. Guys, with them all wallered out, we can drop them on a bolt. If you wanted to get super duper picky now, you could belt sand that or flap attack them. They all match. I mean, within a stinking hair, so I'm not that worried about it. We got our tabs prepped. Let's get our frame side prepped. A little preparation in the situation. All right. Back to the table we go. What did I say, 21 1/8? So we could go aim for like an overall length of 21. Give us a little play on each side. Now let me just say, even if you didn't have bushings, I'm doing bushings to be fancy, whatever. Really, what we're trying to prevent here is it like kind of pulling apart or pushing together. So even just doing tabs that you bolted, kind of like 2 of them like that, if you picture that being a smaller bolt. So this welded to your frame side, then something like that went all the way across. Obviously need to be more boxed than maybe just a piece of flat strap. But actually, you really could just do something like that right there with 2 tabs to the frame side, something like that. Slot your tube, slide it on there. We just want something in there for a little stability. So, don't just be like, well, yeah, you got those fancy bushings. Well, yeah, I do got rubber bushings. And here's even fancier. Pinky out. I'm puddins.fab.shop with all my fancy tools. Oh, Rupert, bring me my aluminum mock-up bushings. Dang, we ain't called on old Rupert in a while. All right, so here's our washers. Boom, that's for 9/16. These are available where you can do them for boom, a 5/8, or boom, even a 1/2 inch. If you are gonna use bushings, these little mock-up ones are much better for welding instead of leaving your actual rubber ones in there. So what I'm gonna do right now is just do a little mock-up. And for this go around, I'm actually gonna slide a washer on there to give us a little space, make it easier to get that in and out. I'm gonna come over from that edge and just mark on our table here at 21 inches. And we can lay that. You'll see I turn the greaser in because there really shouldn't be a reason to be greasing these. Make it flush, we make this flush and hit our 21 inches. Now we gotta kind of figure out how much tubing we need. And I'm not a tubing expert, so I don't know how much to make up for with the coat on the ends or nothing. I'm gonna just eyeball it and say 16 inches is gonna get us started. We'll have to trim down from there. As far as tubing, all I really have, well, I got flat strap and square tubing, but I think round will look good underneath there. And all I have is this 1 3/4, 1/8 inch thick DOM, and she'll be plenty strong. Let's make this jig a little more scientific and accurate. That's right. These are very high-end clamps for fixture tables right here. Need you about a 50-cent speed square from your local garage sale. These homemade wood clamps into table clamps from the Harbor Freight. And now we are accurately jigged up. We are also accurately an 1/8 inch short. Accurately. Much better. That's why we measure. So next, we just gotta figure out how to kind of coat that till it fits in there good. This is a 1/4 inch smaller than this, right? This is 2 inch and 7 3/4, so 1/8 inch. So we should be able to get this to fit and then put a little 1/8 inch shim underneath here to elevate it, to center it. Should be perfect. All right, here's the best way I know to coat material. It's a very fancy way to measure it. Just plain. We're gonna put a mark right there and right there. And then I'm gonna just kind of mark it out. And I'm just gonna kind of mark it out. Flap attack. we're just gonna kind of shape her. That seems to be working. I just need to go deeper right there. Originally I probably went maybe a 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna do this super accurate other technique of going down about an 1/8 inch and trying again. Dang! Eagle Eye wins again. I mean, that's a good enough fit up for me. I don't know how picky y'all wanna get. Here's more of my very professional techniques. When I slide that on there, I can see it goes over to about that distance. So then I'm gonna eyeball that over here and mark it, and then mark that to our tubing. And that's about how much we need cut off. Got our piece of 1/8 inch. I'm gonna take another speed square and make sure that's right on the edge and right on the edge. And then if we're happy with those, we can eyeball that, just making sure it matches on each side. That's perfect. Tack it. Just flip that thing, square it up, check both sides, everything's still looking good. We'll throw a couple more tacks on and we'll be ready to weld it. Actually, before we weld her out, guys, tighten those nuts down. Let's go for a check. Fit check. That's what kids do nowadays. Here's my fit check. Right here, I've got $28 Skechers from the Sam's Club. They went on price. They went up on price to like 40 bucks now, which is why I ain't replaced those floppy things. A really nice pair of Dickie work shorts, all right? Part of all my fits usually. I get them for like 20 something bucks online, or I did when I ordered them. I've had these ones for like, I don't know, probably 7 years now. And right here, we've got a really classy, limited edition gray puddins.fab.shop shirt. I like to rip the sleeves off to increase the look, and then just stain it with anything I can find. And I hope right there y'all like my fit. Fit check. Oh yeah, she's gonna fit beautiful. Looks like it was made for it. Well, not my best welding. I haven't TIG welded in a while, and I never was the greatest anyhow. But I will say it was an accomplishment that I didn't dip our tungsten one time. Some days my eyeballs are better than others. Sometimes my depth perception's a little better. Today was one of those days I could actually kind of tell what I was doing. I just wasn't good at it. Now it's definitely going to be stronger than the Crossmember that's currently in there. And I did crank a ton of heat into it, so it's going to have to cool off a minute. It ain't going to go nowhere, promise you that. I'm just no TIG master. Over here, I'm gonna hook our speed square on that back edge, mark over a 1/2 inch. We're gonna aim to put our tab right there, leave us area to weld, and we're gonna favor it more towards the rear than we do the front. Of course, I say that. Let's kind of eyeball it and see how that would look. Actually, that's gonna pert near center it up. Tack on each side, kind of check on it. Looks good to me. Hit both our marks perfect. A little bit bigger gap on that side than this side, because these do lean back, so towards the top it creates a gap. It's okay, sometimes I like a little bit of a gap for a MIG weld. Gives a place for it to go down in nice and deep like, boy. Well, there she is, folks. New Crossmember is all welded in her permanent home. She looks GUD. She looks good underneath there. Easily removable. And should be plenty strong for what it's doing. Pull our jack stands and let's drop it low, girl. Oh yeah. I'm a grown man. I'm sorry y'all had to, I don't even know why I did that. I don't know. Sound like a funny joke in my head till I just probably dropped it way too good. I did that too good. YouTube fails, I'm getting to dancing. Dancing that makes money, if you catch what I'm saying. That Crossmember is streamlined too, it don't hang down none. Guys, we nailed that. Well, my hitch, little flip up plate for the gooseneck had came in. I was really hoping we were gonna be able to install that. So I've kind of been doing some measuring and some brainstorming, looking at the metal I have on hand. And if we absolutely had to make something work on an old crappy farm truck, we could. But we're not building an old crappy farm truck. Well, we kind of are, but we're building it into something greater. So I've got to be happy with how the fab looks, and unfortunately we're gonna have to get some other material because nothing I have is gonna be strong enough and look good enough and check both them boxes. Dang it, I was really hoping to be able to flip that up by the end of this video. If I can be totally clear and transparent with y'all, if you've watched the second channel, you know what's going on in my life this last week. I'm not gonna talk about it too much because my eyes are tired. Y'all know I'm a crybaby, and just thinking about it, I'm already starting to tear up. So I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it quick, and that's gonna be that. But I shared it on the second channel, now on the main channel. This last week, we did lose my grandmother. Like I said, I'm not gonna talk about it too much. I did go more into it on the second channel this last week. If y'all don't watch the second channel, then obviously you didn't see that. But if you do watch it, then you know a little bit more of everything, you know, stuff going on with that. I woke up this morning extremely motivated to be out here and to get something done. And I'll be honest that my motivation's done this throughout the day. So I've been trying to push through, and 50-50 right now. That's me being honest. That part of me just wants to call this a day and go in, and then the sitting on your ass won't finish your project side of me says, no, we're gonna get a little more done. And now tomorrow I will be, me and the girls, we are gonna go down to Dallas we're gonna go stay the night down there for the weekend, just to kind of get away and you know, kind of clear our heads, hopefully get a little reset, you know, however you want to look at it. We're just gonna go stay the night down there. And so I know people are still gonna be telling me, you know, take my time. I'm not working tomorrow or through the weekend, so we're taking time, and that's why basically whatever I get done the rest of this evening is what we're gonna get done in this video. And it may not be any overly impressive stuff, but we can still get more done. And I'm gonna fire up the old plasma cutter here, because we may not be able to build our hitch or start on our bed yet, but we can help prep for that. And we were cleaning up the back of this. And I guess this truck, the chassis was for crew cab, because we have cab mounts all the way back here. Those need to go bye-bye. They're right in the way. Let's crank her up to kill mode. See all that? We still got plenty more to clean up, don't we? Having to cut notches on this side because our parking brake cables ran through there. That way that will release. Yeah! Ow! Ow! Apparently I didn't do as good a job on that side. Other side fell right off. Up this side, boy, I missed something. Ah, right there in the middle. That'll get you. Crew cab mount, gone. Boy, let me blow some of y'all's minds. I've seen in the comment section a lot about how I have so many of these cabs that you gotta take them. I gotta take them and make them a crew cab. I'm a sissy if I don't. Let me blow y'all's mind. They made these factory crew cabs. That's right. There's no chance in HE double hockey sticks I would spend the time necessary to cut cabs and stretch them. Here's the problem with everyone's theory of just take these and make two. Crew cabs look absolutely terrible when the door has that slant on the second door. I think these cabs are pretty damn close to like just the truck cabs out there anyhow, and they made those also in a crew cab. So I'm just saying, and if you suggested it, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to hurt no feelings, but taking 2 single cab Loadstar cabs and trying to make them a crew cab, in my personal opinion, is just a terrible idea, and you can't change my mind. And really, it ain't even that. It's more that I just want a single cab. So that's why we're doing a single cab. If I really wanted a crew cab, we would have stuck it out and found one, and I just don't. And you see me do this on the front cab mounts and on the engine mounts, so kind of repetitive. But where these welds are here, guys, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna cut along that, not going all the way through because we don't want to start nicking up our frame, but we'll get cut along, and then we can hammer on it, knock it off, and grind it down. It helps when you actually hit it. Dang! They snuck a little weld on the backside. Tricky devils. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Whole lot of flap disking that I forgot to record. Gonna clean up with that. Got a clean frame. I did gouge it just a little bit right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and weld that up too. That little spot was from the factory, so in the factory weld, as I ground it out, you could tell it was porous right there. I like it. Now, even if we weren't doing a tilt bed, we would cut those off just because they don't need to be there and they're ugly. We don't like ugly. But we are doing a tilt bed, and those were gonna be right in the damn way. Right up there where that Crossmember is. Well, it's got the box frame right there. See that? That's good. We like that because right there's a good area to aim for mounting a cylinder on the outside of the frame. That Crossmember should help us from trying to rotate that frame rail. Take the twist out. Gonna take the twist out when we put one of these bad girls right here about like so. Yep. 3-inch bore, 1.5-inch rod, 24 inches of stroke. We're gonna have 2 of these girls, one on the outside of each frame rail. It does look like this could possibly be in our way as well. However, we're not gonna cut that off quite yet. Just because this kind of runs with that, and we're probably gonna need that for building our frame or in our bed, whatever. So we'll keep her for now. Now also, if you had watched the second channel, you seen I had a drive shaft and I started to cut our floor to clear the dampener. When I got it in there, it actually didn't fit. Incorrect amount of splines. But right here we got another one. It's just as rusty as our last one. So I'm gonna clean it up and we're gonna see if we got correct splines this time. I don't know, we'll end up using this actual one because it ain't in the greatest of shape. We'll at least see if she'll clear. They call me Bazooka Joe. Don't feel like it's going to me. 31 is what I just counted, and I thought that's what we had was a 31 spline. I counted both, got 31 on each one. So I have no clue why this won't just slide on in. Maybe rusty splines. I got quite a bit of dust coming out of there, so maybe. Man, the sucker just barely goes in, then it stops. Hold on. She started to go. Did y'all see that? All right, baby. Good news, folks. Good news. And bad news, dummy. Dang it. So like I said, on the second channel, there's a big old dampener on that one, so I cut our floor. As y'all can see, that brace is now gonna have to be re-braced and welded up, fixed. And come to find out we did all that for nothing. Because we can pick that all the way up to the highest point, hitting this hanger for the carrier bearing, which that ain't even gonna go that high anyhow. But we can do that. We don't even hit here, and we wouldn't hit there. And luckily we're not hitting down here neither. And with that big old dampener, we were gonna have to notch down in here. So that's good. In fact, we would have had about an equal amount of distance between everything had I not notched that. So damn, when you're good, you're good. Except for when you notch stuff you're not supposed to. Then you're bad. That ain't how y'all loosen clamps with some side cutters. Snap. That little flare had me. Whoop. That's in pretty good shape. We'll hold on to that. Pull our little rubber grommet. Oh yeah, and look at that Easter egg, huh? I've actually, I don't know if y'all have noticed, I've been trying to do a little sheet metal as we go through this. I mean, and do a little in this episode, maybe sneak in a little here or there. We're still gonna end up in a position where we gotta still do a lot. Now, you can see right there, you can sit here and you can rub around this and it'll literally mark out your Easter egg shape for you. The dirtier the marker, the better. The problem is this flange is kind of whooped on here or there. So I'm trying to decide if we wouldn't be better to just do a little trimming first. Meh, it's probably not that serious, but it actually will be easier to cut out. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. Let's just fill it with the Easter egg shape. Why not? For some reason I don't like it. I guess I can then cut it out and do a bigger filler. That way we do it twice to do it nice. As you can probably tell, I have seemed to have changed my mind. And it's just because these edges are so flared up and bent down, I just know it's gonna cause a lot of warping. We can't have that on this high quality show build. Cut it out. Ha-ha! Easter egg be gone. As you can see, still gonna basically mark this out the exact same way. A dirty marker's your friend. Voila! Y'all know I'm not a sheet metal guy, and this is sheet metal work. I think some of y'all consider fabricating like suspension because it's like whatever. Some people call that sheet metal. Guys, if we're working with stuff 1/4 inch thick, we're not dealing with sheet metal no more. When I say sheet metal, I mean like the body of stuff, forming corners and all this little tedious welding. Hell with all that. I mean, I do what we gotta do because we're gonna get her dead, but no, I ain't gotta like it. Let's go cut a piece out of 18 gauge. Clean your piece. Now, I'll be honest, guys, I didn't even really try to get that super accurate. We're gonna have to tune it in. I'm more or less knocking off our sharp edges where we can start to tune it in. I may even get crazy and grind all the rust off of it. Now the corner of this is curved. There is some shape there. So I'm gonna copy this onto here from corner to corner just to kind of give us a shape to aim for and follow. We're gonna go start bending on that piece and then we can kind of match it to this. If we get it matched to this, we'll know we're close. Then we don't have to keep walking back and forth. So that's our top. Then I'm gonna go down here and do our bottom, because it is different. Top, bottom, got an arrow pointing towards the rear, Here's our filler gauge. Now clearly, being a sheet metal expert that I am, I'm gonna first start off with our fanciest of tools. And I'm not even actually clamping that up quite all the way. I'm just gonna go down through there and kind of push on that ever so often. And you can already see just a few down through there, and we're starting to get a little curve, kind of like what we need. I put way too much in the middle, and we need to add a lot at the rear because that's where it's real hard at. Good news is it's just sheet metal, so just get your best sheet metal hammer. And take some of that right back out. Then we need to bite this right here at the rear, tighten it down, bite it, give her a bend. Just trying to figure out how we can that at the very end. That did a little bit. I mean, that black edge makes it kind of hard to see. So let me flip everything over. And we're getting there. Now we just need to add a little more out in the middle. Once again, a little too much, a couple little taps. And guys, that's that. I just got to keep doing this till I get it where I'm happy with it. It's gonna be a fun process. The wood dolly, you seen it here first, folks. I guess that was a hammer. Boy, everyone calls you stupid till it works, and that matches just damn near perfect. I'll put a little more right in there. This is a very ancient Pot County technique. Damn, that's pretty well money. Our bottom, it just has a lot more of a consistent curve to it. So I've just been working her back and forth here. It's doing a really good job. Oh yeah, a little more to go right in the middle and she's gonna be ready. If you need to move it some, you can open your jaws up here. Smack that down into there. A few smacks right here like it owes me money. Shoo! I mean, we are matching pretty dang close. She just needs trim to fit. I just work her edges, guys, until she's nice, just like right there. Keep a roll lock nice and flat. Let me show you why they call that sheet metal camouflage. Because if y'all looked at that, you'd be like, dang, old P-Tang nailed that, it's perfect. Now I missed down here. I had to gouge a little bit and grind out some of the weld. Our cab just bowed out a little more than our filler piece did. And the DA is gonna reveal that. See those marks down in there where I gouged it? And I had to gouge in there because that didn't quite match up. Now a little swipe of body filler, if you're into that type of thing, would have that fixed right up. Now a good sheet metal guy wouldn't have that issue in the first place because they would have accounted for that and it would just matched. That's why I say I'm not a sheet metal guy, because there's sheet metal guys who would hammer and dolly and highs and lows and blah, blah, blah. To me, real sheet metal guys TIG weld in every piece they do, just because I know those guys, and it's a lot more work to do it the 100% correct way. In my humble opinion, once again. For me, I'm happy with that. I think it turned out better than our Easter egg. That one little spot that I'm not happy with, I think we would have had a little bit of that all the way around if we would have done the Easter eggs shape. So I think just leaving it like that's better. Or doing it like that's better. How about a little color match? That's right, I already pulled the hood and went and had some color match done. It goes on a little light. It does blend a little better once it dries good. I like to do a little feather out. That way as it dries, it just does a better little blend. All right, we'll go with that. Some of y'all's thinking that color ain't even close, but that's right. Underneath all this oxidization and dust or filth, I don't know what all's on here, guys, but there's a whole nother color hiding underneath there, except for right in there. See that? I fixed that when it got damaged shipping. We color matched that with other paint I had. But here we are years later, and with a little rust coming through there, I don't even think it looks bad. I'll run it. Well, obviously, guys, there's a lot more cleaning to do on it, but I went around the whole thing and scrubbed her down. I just thought it'd be fun to see the truck in the color it's supposed to be. I ain't seen it looking that color in a good minute. Just it being a little clean and like the running board being fixed, I mean, it looks better. Really, we're a fender away from have it looking real good. Now, like I said, this kind of needs to finish dry, and the color is matched good. The more it dries, the better it gets. The camera don't pick it up as good. It ain't perfect. The camera just makes it look real good. But like where we extended our lip, I already color matched that, and it's had time to actually dry out, and it kind of lost some of its sheen. We like that. I ain't decided if we're gonna buff on this thing. If we do, half the paint may fall off. But it is like 7:30. Guys, I'm gonna call that a day. A bunch of random crap, or a video, I guess. We'll call that a video. Bunch of random crap. My main concern was kind of figuring out our rear suspension situation. I'm happy with where we ended up there. And then all the other little random stuff we got done and thrown in the mix, I'm not upset about. But the last week I've had, progress is progress. We'll take it all. Thank you guys so much for being here, watching this Loadstar build. I see a lot of y'all are excited about it, and y'all being excited keeps me excited. Of course, I'm excited about it. I'm so ready to drive this thing, I can't stand it. And yet, we got a long way to go, folks. So I'm gonna get wrapped up where I can go get a bite to eat. I ain't really ate today, and I'm getting a little shaky, jittery, not feeling so good to eat. So, puddins.fab.shop.com for that good quality merchandise. We appreciate all the support there, guys. Y'all doing that has made this dream possible, and I cannot thank y'all enough. I appreciate you just being here watching the videos. If you would like to see all Puddins Fab Shop content completely ad-free, you can catch it on the Patreon. Just another more direct way to support us. We appreciate all the support there. And much other than that, guys, you know we're on the Instagrammer, we're on the Facebooker, and I guess that's about it. Except for one very important thing. Sitting on your ass will not finish your project. We'll see y'all in the next one.